Okay, so honestly, like, what do you really want me to say about this week's episode? It's another dumb, stupid episode about Kawaki being really fucking goofy and helping around Kaie, like, mess around and pull pranks on these whole bunch of kids in the schools because they think there's a whole bunch of, like, mysteries and, like, there's a ghost and, like, the whole school's haunted at night and yada yada. What do you really want me to say? It's just another goofy ass Kawaki episode, and part of me kind of finds that hilarious because seeing Kawaki being the character that he's supposed to be, acting this sort of way, is kind of funny. Because it doesn't really fit his character, and I kind of like when movies and TV shows do that, where in like a one-time episode they have the character act in a completely different way than how they normally would. It's like how in part one of Naruto, um, we have like all these arcs that happen and yada yada, and the characters are growing and developing, and they're acting like how they actually should be acting. They're acting in character. And then there's the episode where they all try to find out what Kakashi looks like without his mask on, and then all of a sudden, like characters like even Sasuke he isn't really acting like himself. He's acting like more of a goofier version of himself. So I like when TV shows do this. I like when Naruto does this, but I don't want to see this like all the fucking time. And so far we've gotten like 3 weeks of just like very similar shit going on with Kawaki, and at this point it's kind of annoying. It's kind of getting old, and it's like just not fun to watch anymore. But then they mentioned something in the episode that reminded me that this is actually kind of helping Kawaki's character development even further. And it's the fact that Kaie actually has a very similar experience where she didn't really get to have a proper childhood because she was brought up to have certain expectations, and she couldn't really play with any sort of friends. She didn't really have many friends. She couldn't mess around with her younger brother. She couldn't act like a kid, basically. Kawaki couldn't really do the same thing either when he used to live with his father, and then when he was taken by Jigen and the rest of the car organization, he most certainly couldn't really act like a kid. He didn't really have a childhood. So Kaie is essentially trying to reclaim her innocence and her childhood once again by just messing around with these kids in Leaf Village. They're not really doing anything of substance, but she's doing it because she's trying to have fun. And Kawaki understands this, and so he plays along as well. He doesn't really want to do it, but he's doing it anyways because he understands her position. And that's really good for his character development. And honestly, he's actually kind of changing and growing as a character as he's messing around with these other kids when he doesn't really need to. Because the main thing that he needs to do is just be around Kaie so that way, like, he can stop a potential assassination because someone's trying to assassinate her, which we still haven't fucking seen a goddamn glimpse of yet. And you know what? That's fine, but this isn't really what I want to see from Kawaki. This isn't really what I want to see from the Boruto anime right now. I want to see the Boruto anime do some actual interesting stuff that we haven't seen before. I want, more than just, I just want more character development and character interactions. I love it when characters just talk and speak to each other. Why do you think I love Dragon Ball Superhero so much? Because a lot of the time, it's just a bunch of characters talking and interacting with one another. And I really enjoyed it, right? Because just seeing their personalities bounce off of one another in fights or out of fights, that was a lot of fun, right? It was a lot of fun seeing that. And we're not getting that with something like Boruto, and obviously, Boruto doesn't need to be like Dragon Ball. It doesn't need to be like Dragon Ball Superhero. It needs to be its own thing. But it needs to take the simple context of bouncing character personalities off of one another and do it in an interesting way that makes it enjoyable for the viewer, and it pushes further into the story even more so than it did before. Yes, that's essentially what's happening within these episodes, but it's not really anything of substance. And everyone's going to forget about all this stuff anyways after it's over. No one's ever going to be able to remember and talk about this. So it's like, we're at a point where people are like not wanting to watch episodes because this is all they're fucking doing, right? And I don't blame people for not watching episodes, right? I don't blame people for not watching these episodes. I'm going through the rigorous, torturous ritual every single week of watching episodes that I just do not find all that entertaining. And it fucking sucks. That's why I'm like, trying to find other shows to watch in the meantime. I've been watching Bleach, and I recently saw Ukiura versus Ichigo, and Ichigo goes full Hollow and Vasta Lord. It was fucking awesome. And then I see the Boruto episode that we got this week, and I'm like, damn, we could have gotten something like Vasta Lord Ichigo, but instead we get Ghost. It's just not it. And I just want something to fucking happen, dude. I just want something to happen finally. Anyways, that's the episode. Don't really have much else to say other than that. That's all I really have to say about my opinions. It's whatever. It's a bunch of kids looking around for ghosts. That's basically the episode. I wish we had something better, but this is what we got. Like the video, subscribe. Please go check out my other videos. They're gonna be much more insightful than this. Actually, you know what? Go check out my freaking Dragon Ball Super superhero review. I posted that like last week on Monday or Tuesday, and I just basically go over what I really liked about the movie in like half an hour and like 34 minutes, something like that. Yeah, just go ahead and do that. I already gave you a small glimpse of that. If you already are interested in what my other thoughts and opinions are about the movie, go check it out. Anyways, that's the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.